You're watching the Sports Central Podcast.
Welcome, everyone, into the Sports Central Podcast. I'm joined today by six-time All-Star, four-time Gold Glove winner, incredible golfer, all-around great guy, Kenny Lofton. Thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me. It should be a fun segment here.
It's going to be, it's always a fun, I know you're a fun segment. And you're a busy guy, so I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to do this. I don't know anyone who's as busy as you are.
I am a little busy right now. I'm doing a lot of different things.
Yeah. You got your hands in a lot of things. Yeah. I saw you were at the Grammys earlier this year. You're at the World Baseball Classic in Tokyo, then in Miami. I see you sideline at Clippers games all the time. You're everywhere.
Yeah, I'm a sports guy. And then for me, being at the World Baseball Classic, part of the Commissioners Ambassadors Program. So we get out and do a lot of fun things, go to different events just to try to intertwine the younger generation to the older, generation, and don't let the younger generation get too far out there because they're doing some interesting things with these bat flips and all this stuff. They get on base and
that's not your thing?
I'm like, geez, act like you've been there before.
Right.
Act like you've done it.
Right.
That's the funny part about that.
Well, there's like mentorship that comes along with that.
Yeah, I mean, you do try to mentor younger guys because again, we just want to be available for these younger guys, younger generation. If they want to have questions, they got something they want to ask about how it was done there and how it was done, how it was done now, how different. I think that's the good part about that. We get to speak to them, and again, for us, we're just there if they want to ask questions.
How did this group come about that you're part of with the commissioner?
Well, Cece Sabathia and Dylan Batanzit, they mostly talked to the commissioner and said, this is a program I think we should start. And it's just, and we go out and do a lot of charity events as well. That's a big part of it. But just because they've seen the generational gap that is getting too far away too quickly. So for us to just be a part of it, and they see us and they see how we've played the game, and they can just tone it back a little bit.
For you, 17 years in the big leagues, incredible career that you had. How nice is it for you to be around the ballpark more?
It's good because I think for me, seeing other sports have their ex-former players be around the game, especially basketball. I see so many basketball games, like all the All-Star events and different games, they have the former players are there.
The legends of the game.
They're there, and I think what scares, some of the former players is that Janet Jackson thing. What have you done for me lately? And I think that's the tough part, that guys go there and say, I've been in the game for 15, 16, 20 years, and they treat me like I've never been there. And I think this is the good part, to show respect, like you said, to the legends or to the former players.
All right, let's talk about 17 years in the big leagues. You retired when you were 40.
Yeah.
Don't you? When you look back on your career, you feel like, man, I had a good run.
I could have played a couple more years, actually.
Yeah?
But the time when I came out, they were pushing out a lot of the veteran guys. And I think the biggest thing they start to worry about is who hits the most home runs. The game has changed a little bit.
Game has changed a lot. Couple things that you touched on right there that are causing me to want to ask some follow-up questions. Right. Hall of Fame ballot. You're a legend of the game. When I first started as a broadcaster, right. I remember my first demo reel. I included, it was actually a Kenny Lofton home run.
Wow. In
my highlight I remember reading it. This is a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I know you hit him.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's what's kept you out of the Hall of Fame? Is the lack of home runs?
Yeah, I think the lack of home runs, because again, you have certain criteria. You have home runs, you have RBIs, and you have 3,000 hits. That's the only thing that they worried about at that time. And then they start to bring out, after I got off the ballot the first year, they start bringing out the WAR against replacement, WAR. And then they looked at my WAR, and my WAR was way up there. So it's like, wait a minute, did we mess up? I don't know. But the time I came out, 2013, there were some guys who had some questionable baseball stuff that they did coming up. So I was part of that class. So they had some guys that reporters were trying to think about how they're going to try to keep them on the ballot if their situation changed or not. So I got caught up in that, and I just felt like you had that, and then you had the guys who were already on the ballot trying to find a way for voters to keep them on to get them across the finish line. So I was stuck between a rock and a hard place at that time, and you just got to tip your hat. But if I would have had more home runs, yeah, they would have looked at me differently.
They weren't looking at stolen bases at the time, huh?
They weren't looking at stolen bases. They didn't look at, like you said, WAR. They didn't look at the impact. They always say Hall of Fame is like what the impact you put into the game and the impact you did when you were. Because, you know, Barry Larkin said it's the impact you had when you were, you know, doing your position at that time you played. Mm-hmm. And he said you had the biggest impact in your position at the time you played, so you should be in. But he's not the guy who's voting. It's usually the media, of who helps put you on the ballot and then helps you get through that finish line. And it didn't help me.
Well, I think that if, you know, everything needs to revise and update, and I think whatever it is, you have to be able to look and say, how do we improve this? How do we make this better? If you were to add changes to the criteria for getting in the Hall in Cooperstown, what would they be?
I don't know if it's a criteria, but I think because when you have a baseball field, you have 9 positions, plus, you know, then you have the pitcher or whatever, so then you have DH that adds on to it. Everyone should have their own criteria to it. You have a leadoff guy, you have a center field, you have a stolen base guy. So it's like everyone should have their own to get them in the Hall of Fame. And it's like you only get 3 categories that really put people in. And I think that's the problem, is that it's almost like in football, you have the quarterback, but then you had an offensive lineman. You know, I say like the Manning brothers, they didn't have a great offensive line the way they did. Who knows how they would have performed as a quarterback, because, you know, some teams, the quarterbacks take 2 steps back, dropping back, and he gets tackled because of the offensive line. So it's almost like, you know, I look at RBIs in baseball. It's runs batted in. If a guy you didn't have a guy like me on base, those big guys, you know, hitting the home runs, they wouldn't have a lot of RBIs because no one would be on base. It'd be solo home runs. So I just feel like guys in my stature, or what I did in the game, should get more credit, and I think they should give them more credit for the big guys' numbers that they put up.
I'm not going to argue with you. I think you're absolutely right on that. You know, when you say you could have played a couple more years, when you retired, your batting average, .299.
Give me a couple more years to get that across that.
Right?
Because again,
do you think about, does that haunt you at all?
Actually, it does. Because when people say, what was your career batting average? And I'm just like, what's the worst average you can have? They say, .299? I'm like, yeah, how can you say .299 is like the worst thing you can say for your career? What did you have? And it was .299. And, you know, some people that I see, and they talk about it, they say, we already rounded it off. It's 300.
There you go.
I'm like, but there's no 3 in front of it. And that's something that also I wish I could have played a few more years to.
You look like you could still play, Kenny.
Looks are deceiving. I got a good right leg. No, I got a good left leg and a bad right leg. I can stand up and do my Fred Sanford impression, because that's basically what I'll be doing with this one leg, one good leg, and one bad leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, looking at, you played 10 total seasons for Cleveland.
Yeah.
You are like, they love you. You are Cleveland through and through. Dodger fans get to claim you for one season.
1 year, yeah.
When you look at Cleveland, you know, in your time there, and I'm sure when you go back there, they just send you your flowers. You had 6 All-Star games in a row.
Yeah.
And the one year that it was in Cleveland, you were playing for the Braves.
Yeah.
What happened?
And the funniest
They
part
really
about
screwed
it
that
is I pulled my groin, so I didn't play. But the thing is, when they announced my name during the All-Star game, it was touching.
Aww.
It was touching because people in Cleveland knew I didn't want to leave Cleveland, but I got traded because of how the system works and how the financials and how they do all of that. And I cried when I left. You know, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm leaving Cleveland. But then when I went back for the All-Star game in '97, I almost cried on that field because they cheered for a while.
Yeah.
And it was nice.
It's nice. And then
Yeah.
you went back to Cleveland the next
went back.
season.
I went back to
What was
Cleveland
that
the next
like?
season. It was good. It was like, and people welcomed me, and it's like you never left home. It's like you went away for, almost like an abroad. Take a class abroad, and you come back. That's what I felt I did, and I came back, and I stayed another 4 years from there. But it was awesome.
Going back to your one season in Dodger Blue.
Yeah.
What do you remember most about that year?
I still remember, I think, the year where we ended up winning the game where they had 3 home runs in a row to win the game. But they never talk about it was 2 outs. I was the reason why they kept the inning going. I think it was I don't know if it was an 11-pitch walk or something. I got on base, and Nomar was able to hit a home run. But they don't talk about that. See what I mean?
You gotta respect Kenny Lofton.
Yeah,
Come on.
Tell him. Gotta tell him. Nomar.
Where is he? Where is that?
Where's Nomar? If it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't hit that home run.
Yeah. Well, we can set the record straight here.
Yeah.
So that's what you remember about Dodger Stadium, though? Is that game and that moment?
That game was something else like, wow, that's something that just don't happen.
Yeah.
So, but again, just being, I think, Tommy Lasorda and that Dodger Blue thing, oh my goodness.
It seems like the Dodgers organization has been good about keeping some of the legends of the game around the ballpark over the years. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you were with the Dodgers for multiple years, yeah, they look at you and they treat you a little different. But one and done, and so many times it's a little different. But when they talk about you bleed Dodger Blue, and that's what Lasorda was all about. It was just seeing the love that the organization have about that Dodger Blue. I mean, they wake up, go to sleep. They do everything Dodger Blue and Dodger Blue and Dodger Blue. That's all they talk about. So that's one thing I also remember. They live and die with Dodger Blue over here.
Dedicated organization.
Yeah, dedicated.
One of the things that I think is really cool. So many athletes, their skills, their athletic abilities translate on the golf course. Not all of them, but a lot of them really love and play well on the course. And for you, I mean, how often are you golfing?
2, 3, 4 times a week, something like that. Yeah,
and
golf a lot.
18 in one day, or?
Sometimes I play more.
Yeah.
I think the longest I think I mentioned it before. The longest I played 54 holes in a row.
What time did you start?
With MJ? I don't even know what time we started because he can get on whenever he wants to get on and play how long as he want to play. So, but that's the longest I've played in one day.
All right, so Michael Jordan and you golfing, who's cracking the most jokes out there?
Probably him.
Really?
Yeah.
And talking the most trash?
Oh my goodness, he talks so much trash.
Elite level trash talk.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, it was like basketball, he can back it up. But he only talks trash when he's around the green area. And that's the part of his game. He talks trash around the green. When he off the tee, he don't talk trash because he don't hit it that far, but he hit a perfect, constant, what they call a cut in the game. But once he get around the green, got that little cigar in his mouth, he's gonna be talking and betting.
No, and betting, right? Notorious gambler.
Yeah.
What do those prop bets and side bets look like?
But again, it's what, like I said, along with the one thing about MJ, he will tell you to make the bet. $1, $100, $1,000, $10,000, that's on you. He always say, whatever you're willing to lose. Because he got the money to back it up.
Does he get in your head?
He gets in some guy's head,
Yeah.
yes. Yes, and I think it's the constant betting that pops up that kind of gets in your head. Because you got to figure out, wait a minute, did I just bet on this hole? Did I bet on this putt, this chip? You're like, okay, dude, I'm good.
And he's just keeping track?
Oh, he keeps track. Oh, he's good at keeping track. He won't miss a bet. Boy.
He's not going to let you forget it.
Yeah, I was in Vegas, and he didn't. I think I lost $200, and he was playing with Phil Ivey, and some of those guys were losing thousands of dollars. And they said, MJ's looking for you. I said, for what? He said, you owe him money. I said, I only owe him $200. He's looking for you. He wants his money. And that's the thing about it. He wants his money.
When you watch, I mean, I've seen you in like all of you guys, retired basketball, football, baseball, all of you guys know each other, these retired athletes, and you get together, you do charity events and you golf, on your own time also. Who do you think that you've played with of the retired professional athletes is the best golfer?
Probably right now, I believe it's Aaron Hicks.
Okay.
Yeah, he can hit the ball a long way, but he don't win all the tournaments, but he's right there in all of them. And John Smoltz are pretty good, but Aaron Hicks is really good.
Who's the worst?
Sorry, Charles. He's pretty
Chuck.
bad.
He's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's that
But he's gotten
swing.
better. No, I give him credit.
Yeah.
He's gotten better.
Since the weight loss, maybe?
I don't know if it's the weight loss or not, but he's gotten a little bit better. After he was doing that thing on TV with Hank Heaney or whoever, I think it was Hank Heaney. He was terrible. When they say terrible, he's terrible.
He's terrible.
But he's gotten better. He's terrible. It ain't terrible anymore. It's terrible. So that's how it is with him.
Kenny Lofton always has jokes. Let's talk about your foundation.
Okay.
Still got game.
Still got game.
You still got game.
I still
Lofton.
got game. So myself, Torrey Hunter, and a couple business guys here in LA. Torrey Hunter, LaTroy Hawkins, and Drew Stubbs. We started a foundation called Still Got Game. And we just felt like Still Got Game means we're not in the game of baseball, but we still got game to give back to the underserved communities. And that's the thing we do. We go out and we do financial literacy for kids, and we also do free camps for kids. They're all free, and we have our foundation fundraisers each year to fundraise so we can go out and do those events. And we do them in different cities. We've done Austin, Minnesota, Chicago, Gary, Fort Myers, LA, where else? San Diego, Anaheim. So we do them all over. And what we try to do is find guys who've played in certain cities and know, because again, we've played in different cities. We know, we did to Cleveland. We know places that need help. And we feel like we go out there and we just try to do whatever we can do. And we end up donating, like we give money back to like Shane Victorino's family or his foundation in Hawaii when they had some of the mishaps that happened in Hawaii. We try to find situations like that and we go and support. We just feel like it's not a much, but it is something that help give back to the communities.
I think it's true. It's important to do that stuff to also show people that people care and maybe inspire them to do something in their own way. But putting on these clinics for kids, I mean, what's the most rewarding experience of that for you?
I mean, just to see the kids' faces, because a lot of them haven't seen us before in person. They saw us on TV, and for them to see us and see that we're just normal people. And it's just fun just to see, and we get certain times we might give them certain things that we go to, because we partner up with the Cal Ripken Foundation, and they're very helpful in what we're doing, especially in these clinics. But just to see their faces and just the excitement and what we take to heart.
You're a busy guy because you also have filmpool.net, production company. And I kind of love the mission behind this.
Well, you know, I got my degree in TV film at University of Arizona. So for me to have an opportunity to give back, I mean, not to give back, but to have something to fall back on, I felt like I needed something. And I started my company 04, 05. It was almost 22 years.
You were still playing.
Yeah, I was still playing when I started my my business here in LA. And we do editing, we do film, we do color correction, sound, special effects. We can take something from file to delivery and put it on the screen. And we don't do much advertising. We just go out and just word of mouth.
That's when you know you're good.
Yeah, we know, again, a small company like we have out in our office is in Burbank. And if you have an office in Burbank and been doing it that long, you must be doing something right, I feel. But it's been good. You know, we have a few clients that are pretty consistent on helping the work flow go for us, but it's been good.
Yeah. 4 Gold Gloves. Do you have a favorite catch? Is there just one?
A few of them we know. Yeah. One they always show is the one that against B.J. Surhoff, and that was the one they always show. But I feel there's the one that against Cal Ripken in Baltimore that I was almost running the dead sprint, you know, to left center, and end up catching the ball on the run, but they don't show that one much. But
we'll show it.
Yeah, but I think I take pride in somebody like I was in Cleveland, and George Brett, he had his Hall of Fame speech and a retirement speech, and Cleveland was in Kansas City. So he said, he was talking about, I would have had my 500 home run even sooner, my 3,000 hit even sooner if it wasn't for that guy in the dugout, Kenny Lofton. I think I'd like robbed 3 home runs of his and just diving catches off of him. It's something about, I don't know what it is, his bat and my glove had a magnet, the ball had a magnet to it because I was catching everything against him. And I told him, don't hit it to center field then. That's what I told him. Don't hit it over here because I'm going to get it. But it was fun doing his speech.
Yeah.
He said that, and I felt pretty good.
That's cool to get that recognition.
It was.
How about at the plate? Favorite at bat?
Oh, favorite at bat. I had a few of them. I don't know. Anytime I get a hit off of Randy Johnson, that was probably a favorite. I got a triple off of him, and I'm like, take that big unit, So because he always threw at me and all that. I'm like, but I think Griffey set it up. He always told me, Kenny said something about you, and then whatever, and all of a sudden I get balls coming in my head, and then and all of a sudden I see Griffey when we run on the outfield. I already talked to big unit about you. Then all of a sudden here come a ball. I'm like, Griff, what did you say? But no, it was just a rivalry. But again, I'm the guy that, people, it wasn't a lot of left-handed hitters face Randy, but I did it pretty much every time. Maybe I didn't like it all the time, but I told Griffey, if I get on base, I'm sticking, still in second and third.
Yes.
So he's going to see me over here with his face, then he turn around, I'm going to be in his back on the other side. So I think Griffey told him that.
So did you like facing an imposing pitcher like Randy Johnson? Who was the pitcher that you knew you were going to own, and who did you say, like, oh, man, I want to face this guy today?
Well, probably the guy who I didn't face was Eric Hansen. For some reason, I faced him a lot, and he threw like 83, 82 miles an hour, and I couldn't hit it. It was just, but again, I like to hit off as like a Chuck Finley, where I think I hit 400 or something against him, and I hit Pedro very, very well. But I think when Pedro got up there, I'm like, okay, come on, Pedro. I like to hit you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This question is not coming from me.
Okay.
Our producer, Patrick, who you met.
Bring it.
Big Angels fan.
Chuck Finley, sorry. I whooped his butt.
2002 Angels.
Oh.
Yeah, you're like, you know what? I take it back.
I take that back. It was, the Giants should have won that World Series.
You think so?
Yes, without a doubt, the Giants should have won. I think we had the better team, but they had that damn rally monkey. Got on my damn nerves. Sorry. But the rally monkey.
Yeah, I remember everyone remembers the rally monkey.
It was something about that dang monkey.
And the Thunder, yeah.
And they just played it to heart. I don't know what it was, but it worked. I don't know why, but it worked.
Does the last out in Game 7 haunt you too?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Does it?
Yeah, because, usually with Percival, he throws a ball that cuts away.
Yeah.
So I felt like I could, and then every time his ball cuts away, and I said, I'm going to just crank this one. And that time, the last time he threw it, it didn't cut. It didn't go away. It kind of came in a little bit, and I didn't get all of it. But
so you remember it?
Oh, without a doubt, because I remember he usually throws that little sinker away, and I said, I'm going to try to just crank on this sinker away, and the thing didn't sink. It stayed straight. So I didn't hit it like I wanted to hit it, but it went toward the warning track, but
not far enough.
Not far enough.
Not far enough. Let's end on a high note.
Okay, good.
Okay?
Get away from that.
Sorry, yeah, I apologize. Let's talk about a hole-in-one you recently had.
Yeah.
This is iconic.
Yeah.
And somewhat controversial.
Yeah, it is.
Depending on who you talk to.
Well, controversial because it's Jim Jackson. That's
Right.
why. Other than that, it's not. He's the only person. Everyone
giving
else
you a hard time.
is not controversial.
Explain this to me.
Well, I had an opportunity. A lot of people don't have an opportunity to play Augusta National.
Boom.
So I got a phone call a week before. They said, we have an opportunity to play Augusta. Can you make it here? I will drop everything. I will get a flight, hotel. I'll make a way. So they said, we're going to play the 9-hole course first, and then we warm up, and then we're going to play 18 at Augusta, whatever. They said, have you been? I said, I've never been there, never been to the Masters, anything. So for me to have the opportunity to play Augusta, I was like a big kid in a candy store telling everybody, I'm playing Augusta, I'm playing Augusta, I'm playing Augusta. And I'm telling myself, don't come up with an injury, don't come hurt, don't just your back still for something to pop up where you can't play. So I was able to play Augusta. We played the 9-hole first, and the last part 3 on the number 9, the last hole of the par 3 course, I hit a shot. It hit like 2 feet from the right side of the flag, start rolling, and it went in.
Oh my gosh.
Hole-in-one at Augusta. So the good thing about it is when I got in, funny, Annika Sorensen was playing the group in front of us.
Oh, wow.
And they had finished their 9, so they were about to go.
Sorensen was like, hey, you guys got a hole-in-one.
No. Well, kind of, sort of, but she heard the noise because after they finished 9, they were leaving to go and take, get some food and then go play the 18 like we were. So they were in front of us and they were walking to and they heard the noise. And we got in there. It's like, what happened? We heard all that noise. He said, oh, Kenny hit a hole-in-one. In which Annika Sorensen said she's a Arizona alumni.
Hey.
So I started talking, hey, Kenny, how you doing? Hey, I'm doing good. He said, oh, so you're the guy, you're the one who hit the hole-in-one. I said, yeah, congratulations, that's a feat. And for her to say that, she said, yeah, that's iconic to be able to hit a hole-in-one at Augusta.
Yeah.
You can tell your friends you get a hole-in-one at Augusta.
Did you buy a round?
Huh?
Did you buy a round?
Well, that's another story after that. So we ended up playing the 18 holes, and I was a little nervous because I had already got my hole-in-one. So what else?
Walk away.
You know what I mean? I said walk away. So I shot. I mean, I didn't shoot as well as again, for Augusta, I shot pretty good, but I was not all the way. I wasn't all there. You hit a hole-in-one.
You were distracted. You were riding that high.
My mind was distracted. But again, when the end of the round was over, I was able to sign the official Augusta National hole-in-one book.
Kenny, this is so cool.
So I was able to sign that book, the same book that Tiger signed. He signed because he hit a hole-in-one on the same hole I hit it on.
Oh my gosh.
That was the only hole-in-one he has hit on the grounds of Augusta.
Wow. And
to top it off, the pin placement that it was at, don't nobody hit a hole-in-one at that pin placement.
A hole-in-one.
That pin placement.
So where's the ball, by the way?
Oh, it was at my house. They gave me a plaque. They had my scorecard on there, and it said hole-in-one number 9 at Augusta National Par 3.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Kenny Lofton, a living legend. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And your storytelling is superb.
Could have been more if I was standing up, but
We appreciate you.
No problem. Thanks for having me.